So, once again, the question about marriage, choosing the right partner, red flags. Um, it looks like our young men, they really need guidance, especially nowadays when, marriages have become more like the young man or the young woman takes a decision by himself or herself. All right. So, now I'm going to give you these points, once again. And I've kind of changed it to making it relevant to today's day and age. Okay. The only caveat is the points that I'm giving you, it's going to be predominantly for Indian men. Okay. Because Indian values are kind of different from Western values, from Arabic values or Muslim country values. And yeah, do watch this video at 1.5x speed or 2x speed so that you can go through all the points. And if you need to come back to it, you can watch it later. But this video, I know for a fact, is going to be long. So let us start. Now, for those of you who want to get married or are looking for the right partner or live in partner, as you call it, let me tell you, the choice is going to be the most critical, crucial, and important choice you'll ever make in your life. You choose a wrong female, your life is going to get destroyed. It's going to get complicated, and with the laws and all that nonsense, which females have the benefit where they can put a fake court case, they can complain to the cops, they can get their in-laws involved and make your life nightmare. You really have to be careful. Really have to be careful. And nowadays, girls can even in India, especially, girls can even blackmail the person and say that he promised me he'll marry me. He promised me this. He promised me that, and they'll just make your life miserable. All right. So be careful. That's the first thing. And I would say the most important rule which you must know before you get any female, whether it's from India, anywhere else in the world, is know the laws of the country which you are operating in. Very important. And if you're not sure, go check with the lawyer himself. Yeah, you can go to Facebook forums, Reddit forums. You can go chat with other people in WhatsApp groups. But I would strongly suggest you take the help of a lawyer. I know that you'll say, oh, isn't it money? Isn't it expensive? Well, you'll save yourself a lot of headache if you're really serious about marriage and if you're serious about choosing a partner. So first is be well accustomed. Are you in Dubai? Are you in Thailand? Are you in India? Are you in Dubai? Know the laws and always ask for the worst case scenario. Ask them, what will happen if I separate? What will happen if I divorce? What will happen if we have a baby? Do I have to pay alimony? Do I have to pay, do I have to pay a lump sum amount? Is it like the laws in the US? Whatever, after I get married, whatever I own, half belongs to her. So the first most important point is know the laws of the country. Okay, let me just write down a thought. Okay, the second question you need to ask yourself is: this person that you are thinking of having a long-term relationship, how long do you know this person? Do you know this person? Um, couple of weeks, couple of days, weeks, months, years. And another one is, do you know this person only by chatting with this person, or have you physically been with this person? See, remember this: chatting and online talking and camera, and that is nothing. That is absolutely zero. That is null and void. It's not valid. Because when we talk to someone on the camera, it's different from being physically present. When you're with that person, when you can smell that person, when you can see that person, when you can touch the person, when you can interact, it's far more different than chatting with someone online or speaking on the phone. I'll give you real examples, real life example from my side. Um, my Irish wife, who I ended up getting married to, went to Dublin, Ireland. She turned out to be a fraud, a scammer, mentally, emotionally unstable. was a complete, utter disaster. It was such a horrible, absolutely atrocious experience. Okay. But on the other hand, when I was getting to know her and I was speaking to her on the phone, there was no video those days that much. I'm talking about when I was like 21, nearly 30 years. So when we were talking on the phone, it was so romantic. It was so sweet. We were talking to each other 24/7. Like I would talk to her until I fall asleep and then wake up the next day, again talk to. It was that intense, so passionate. Like we would literally get turned on by talking to each other sexually. We thought that we were, soul mates. And after meeting her, oh my goodness, totally. And by the way, if you watch my video of my first divorce, this female, she lied about her looks, about her appearance. She told me that she was a playgirl model or playboy model, sorry, playboy. She turned out to be a fucking elephant. Yeah. And I didn't have the heart to kick her ass back because she was crying and, giving all these stories. And she turned out to be mentally unstable. She was a blatant liar. So it comes down to how long do you know this person? And when I, like a fool, I got married out of being under pressure, also, wanting that white passport. When I went there to her house, her family members also themselves thought she was a nut job. She was mad. And, then I realized, bloody hell, yeah, had I known all this, I wouldn't even want to associate with her. Forget dating her. Forget getting married. So, how long do you know this person? And just by staying with the person and being in the honeymoon phase does not count. Initially, things are very romantic, very sweet. But after the first year, 1 year passes by. That is, if you last that long, or the second year, then you'll come to know the real person. You'll come to know when the person's in a bad mood, when the person is angry, when the person is irritated. In fact, you might find this stupid, but if you're with that person and you're sleeping at night, does this person fart undercover? Seriously, you might think this is something stupid, but seriously, do they fart? Are they hygienic? Are they like, if they are not in a mood, like, are they difficult to deal with? Does a person keep the room tidy? Or do they do the normal house cleaning work? Or are they dirty and manky and, outside they show that they are amazing? Inside with you in the privacy of the four walls, what kind of behavior do they display? All this you'll come to know only if you're with that person. Others you cannot. I know a challenge is there that in India especially, or in conservative countries, the girl is not allowed to stay with you. Well, you need to figure out, because after you get married you will be with that person 24/7. So you have to spend time. And please never ever get married early or in a hurry or with urgency. In fact, given a choice, it is much better to live in with a person than get married. I tell a lot of people, don't have to get married. Okay. Married is taking it to the legal aspect, and that is where you will be held accountable and responsible for many things. So if you're not sure, do not under any circumstance go for marriage. We see all these romantic videos, no, where the guy gets down on his knee, I love you, will you marry me? All that sounds very romantic. It's all bullshit. Okay. They only show you when he gets down on his knees. They don't show you when, she drags his ass to the court and destroys his life. Okay. So, point number 2 is how long do you know this person? Number 3 is this one is very important, yeah, especially today. In the day and age of social media, in the day and age of internet, people tend to have a lot of these expectations, dreams, desires, wants. More the expectations of the person, more likely the relationship will get destroyed. Okay. And you need to know which are the sites this person goes to. What are the brands that she purchases, like from makeup? Is her makeup cheap? Is her makeup expensive? Are the clothes that she buys cheap? Are they expensive? Does she go shopping to ordinary joints or does she go to expensive joints? Keep this also in mind. Maybe before marriage, she'll go to simple places because she can't afford the expensive places. So after you come into her life, if you're going to start taking her to premium joints to impress her, showing her, oh, I want to give her the best, you have set the bar very high. And now you can't bring it down, because if you bring it down, she'll start nagging, and she'll make your life a living hell. So, expectations. One is, what are her expectations? Second one is, does she live within the expectations which you can manage? And number three is, what are the standards by which you are setting the bar for the expectations? Because if you get into a relationship and already give her the sun, moon, and stars, then you will have to go further beyond that. So don't set the bar so high that you can't meet it. Right from the get go, where my wife was concerned, I told her that you'll have to work. I will not give you dowry. I'll not give you anything. We'll be living a simple, basic life. So, because I made her expectations at ground zero, anything above that was, like, wow. And also remember, I've spoken about this in my previous videos, where my wife once upon a time didn't want anything from me, not even, let's say, other than just a meal with simple food. She went to the point where it's my fault, where she was expecting for her birthday 50,000 US dollars, 50, not a joke. How did it go so high? Because I kept giving her, uh, you know, $50, $100, $500, $1,000. Every year I kept going higher, higher every month. Very soon she thought, she became the queen of the world. So manage those expectations or you will regret it. Okay. Point number four is, what are the goals of this person? See, all of us, no? Like, I'm sure you have goals. Maybe you want to be a C-level executive, a CEO of a company, or maybe you want to run a business and earn, good money. Maybe you want to have $100,000 per month or per year as savings. Maybe you want to travel the world. You want to go to Paris. You want to go to the United States. Maybe you want to buy the latest gaming machine or computer, or maybe you want to buy a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. So these are your expectations. These are your goals. These are your dreams. Okay. Same way, she also will have goals and dreams. She'll have personal ones. Okay. Maybe she wants to go to Bali for a holiday. Maybe she wants to take her parents and go to Europe or USA. Okay. For instance. Or maybe she wants to have a house. My wife's dream is to have a house, well constructed house. She has a plot of land that is given by a mother. Okay, so those, plus she has, fascination about gold. She wants to have, even if she could get 100 kilo gold, she would want that. Now, that is her dream. She doesn't have any professional goals. Thankfully, she doesn't have any like career goals. She wants to work and all that. In a way, it's good. In a way, it's bad. Because good in a way that, because if she was earning and making money, then her expectations would be much more higher. Because she's a housewife, she knows she can't demand. But bad in a way that, she is not mature, the way that someone who works in the corporate world dealing with people, business individuals, she doesn't have that maturity. Okay, so there's good and bad. So you need to figure out what is your partner's goals. Because if you do not know, let's assume you don't know, and tomorrow you have a baby, okay, which is a life changing episode in your life. Who will take care of the baby, you or your wife? You obviously will say, no, I have to go to office to work. What if she says, even I want to go to office to work, I don't want to sacrifice my career, I'm not a housewife, we'll take a maid. Now, if you take a maid, are you comfortable having your child being raised by a maid? Many people are not. I definitely wasn't. I didn't want a maid, because I see all these horrific videos where maids are abusing the children. And who the hell wants that? And I don't want the value system and the personality of my maid to come on my child. So then what if you want to have a child, she doesn't want to have a child? Or what if she wants to have a child and you don't? So there are so many things. And also keep in mind, I've had people consult me where the husband, he got a job offer and now he can move to Europe. or he can move to Canada. But the wife doesn't want to migrate because she wants to be with her parents in, let's say, India or Philippines. So now what do? Are you going to split up? Are you going to have a long distance relationship? So understand the personal professional goals. Very, very important, because nowadays girls also, they tend to have an education and they have their goals, Number five is also critical. It's related to the previous point. Once you have these goals and dreams, I think it comes down to the value system. Like, for instance, what is your value hierarchy? Money? Is money most important, or God? Is it your mother and father? Or is it you? Or is it, you know, uh, your society? Is it the family values? What is it? Um, for example, for me, my highest value is my work and money. Nothing comes beyond. There's no God, there's no family, there's no mother, father, brother, sister, kid, wife. Nothing comes there. Why? Because if I don't work, I don't earn, can't feed myself, I can't take care of anyone else. Okay. The second one, once again, it's me. It's my health. Because if I don't have health, if I'm hospitalized, or if I have diabetes, blood pressure, I can't work. So again, it's me. Third is again me. It is peace of mind. It is my happiness. It is my health. It is mental, emotional, spiritual, physical health. So, do you see my value system is first me, my I. Everything. Work is first. Money is maybe second. Third is uh, my health. Fourth one is, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I need to be in a good place. Maybe fifth, once again, is me. Everything that keeps me happy, others, I will lose interest in the relationship. Then it comes to wife and kid. So you see my hierarchy, and I don't have mother and father because I was never close to them. But on the other hand, for my wife, it's totally different. My wife, her first value system is obviously her baby, and that is number one. She loves her mother and father. Her father is no more, so she loves her mother and her family. So that's two. Even though I'm a husband, I know for a fact that though she loves me, I'm not as high as especially the baby and her family. So am I upset? No, that's a reality. That's how it's supposed to be. I can't expect her to dump her mother and her parents or her family. I can't expect her to not love the baby. It is actually good. And do I feel bad? No, it's a reality. That is how it's supposed to be. So, you and your partner both will have different value systems. So, are you aware of the hierarchy? Are you comfortable with the hierarchy? There are some men who, when I speak to them, they say, no, I want my wife to worship me. I want her to adore me more than the baby, more than God itself. There are some people who they take God as the ultimate. For them, first is their God, maybe their Quran or their religion. For some other people, it's no, my mother and father important first. If they say tomorrow leave you, I'll leave you. Some other people, it is no, my friends, my best friend, my drinking buddies. You know, some other people, maybe it's alcohol, drugs, it's women. So you must figure out what is your value hierarchy and what is the hierarchy of your partner. Otherwise, if you don't know, it's going to create confusion and problems. That is point number five. Point number six. Ah, this is either your best friend or your worst enemy. Social media presence. Um, Check your partner. What does she put on social media? No, in terms of her photographs, in terms of her messages, in terms of the links that she shares, YouTube videos, whatever it is. Okay, you need to check that out because that will speak volumes. Is she sharing gossip? Is she sharing K-pop? Is she sharing, let's say, some famous songs? Or is she sharing her photograph, showing all this heart and all that with her friends? Is she showing that she's going shopping? Or does she show a duck face and this kind of thing? So you need to figure out what is your partner or to be a future partner, what is she putting online. That will determine her character. And over here, the red flag is if the person keeps putting her face, means she wants the whole world to look at her face. Does she have a large number of people who are following her? Is she very particular about how many likes, how many comments does she get? Does she keep checking that? I'll tell you, my wife, she is very particular about how many comments she receives, how many likes she receives. But the good thing is, she limits it to only her family members. She doesn't care about many of her friends and all that. And after marriage, she is not at all interested in friends. So, what kind of content does your to be partner put? And the next point to this same social media is there you got to be careful is if you have a problem, if you have a fight, if you have something that you cannot solve, do you rant about this on social media? One of my wifey's relative, I cannot stand this woman because every single day she will put something, some masala about her family, about her husband. Sometimes she even puts videos of her crying. Seriously, she puts videos and she cries and all that. Sometimes she'll put a photograph of tears coming out. Sometimes, when she's hugging someone. And she'll even put, life is unfair, people don't understand you, they hurt you, this person. She won't tell who, but someone hurt me who I loved very much. Oh my goodness, I cannot stand that kind of individual. And that kind of a person, you must break off. Break off. There is no two ways about it. Because tomorrow, if you have a relationship with this person, that person can literally destroy your life. I'll tell you, it's a very, very, very bad, red flag. So keep away from such a person who uses social media to weaponize what they do. And another small little drawback is if the person must share everywhere they go with their family. Like, okay, if you go to Starbucks, you put a coffee, you buy a pizza, you want to show how delicious the pizza or the food, that I can understand. You go for a holiday, fine. You want to put those snaps. But if the person has to literally share family moments, oh, here's my, uh, you know, my husband, here's my kid, here we are, here. Having private moments is nice. Having some private moments being shared is okay, but oversharing is a red flag. I know there are some social media content creators who literally share every place that they go with their children. They literally have the camera follow them in the house, what they do, when they sleep, when they get up, when they cry, when they go to school. See, my wife also takes videos like these, but it is kept in a Facebook account that she created, which is totally private. Okay, she wanted to store them. That's fine. But if you're the type who is trying to monetize it or you're trying to show everyone for engagement, like I know this one friend of my wifey, she even puts photographs of of her children having bath, and obviously censored. Why do you need to do that? Why are you putting that? There are some things that should not be put, especially in today's day and age. So you have to be very careful there. Okay. I'll give one more point before I'll conclude with the part one of this because, I don't want to make it so long that you'll not be able to finish it. So I'll make it part one, part two, maybe part three. Okay, we'll see how it goes. So this will be the final point in this. And maybe I'll give 2 points here. Number 8 is your partner a rebel? See, when a young man or when a boy is a rebel, okay, he's mischievous. He will have girlfriends, he will smoke, he will drink, he will do all this stuff. That is not a good thing, okay? And especially there are some habits like alcohol, weed, drugs, bad company. It's a point of no return because this becomes your foundation. So these are the rebellious behaviors. Like, for example, since we are talking of the girl, does she have tattoos on her body? Does she have piercings on her body? Um, See, having a simple earring is one thing, but having, say, a nose ring, this, that, and then what the girl is trying to show is, I don't care about societal rules. I'm ready to fight against them. And when you have a female who is taking on a very masculine role of being rebellious, she will practice the same with you. I know you'll say double standards law, you have tattoos, you have earrings. Yes, you're absolutely right. And that is why the, until the age of 40, all the relationships I had were temporary. Nothing was permanent. I was literally having relationships only for sex, only for fun. I was not mature. I was not grown up. Now you'll say, yeah, so then tomorrow when she stops it, maybe it's the right time to get married. So do you want to marry a girl who's a female who's in her 50s and 60s? Like I stopped all this only after I crossed 40. If you're looking to marry someone who's 50s and 60s, fine. But if you're looking to marry someone who's young, being a rebel will only make your life complicated and problematic. Because I'll tell you where it really rears its ugly head is, let's say tomorrow you have a fight with your girlfriend, okay, and she's sad and she goes and cries. She might end up going to maybe a male friend of hers and she'll cry on his shoulders. And next thing you know, he'll start hugging her, and next thing you know, he'll start making out with her. How do you know what she will do? There have been even, I've had clients who speak to me after they have a fight or argument with their wife or their spouse or whatever. They walk out of the house, and where do they go? They'll stay with their friends, they'll stay with their parents, or they might even book a hotel and stay somewhere else. So, are you comfortable having a partner, a wife, who is doing that? And the most irritating bit is one where she goes home to a family, and then, it's like the family's involvement in your life. And this all stems from the fact that she's rebellious. So, if she's rebellious, in terms of her character, in terms of her temperament, in terms of her tolerance, in terms of tattoos and piercings and her dress sense, then boss, be careful. It'll complicate things, because you're not talking of someone who is like this. An animal who's domesticated. You have a wild animal, and having a wild animal will have wild results. So if you want that kind of excitement, then go ahead. If you don't, then better be careful. I'll give you the last point, after which we'll move into part two. Uh, does your partner show skin? Skin means body. Yeah, having an attractive female who shows an attractive outfit, a little bit of features, legs, shoulders, fine. If she shows too much of cleavage, if she shows too much of her buttocks or her body shape, means she is very comfortable showing her body to the public. Now, I'm not expecting you to marry a Muslim lady who will put a burqa. But if you have a woman who is comfortable showing her body to others, to strangers, just to get attention, because end of the day, what is it for? Attention, right? Like when a guy goes to the gym and does bodybuilding, like even I told you tattoos, right? What they are saying, hey, look, 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 look. Like when a girl is showing her cleavage, what she see, look here. This is tempting. Don't you want to see it? It's a sexual part of the body. Like when she's showing her bum, or when she's showing, wearing shorts, or she's wearing. Some girls go to the gym and they wear these exceptionally tight uh, pants, which literally show the camel toe, their private part. What are they doing? They're showing the world. So she's not shy about it. So that in turn means that if tomorrow there is a complication or problem between you and her, or there's a fight, or there's an argument, the chances of having another man or somebody else come in is very, very high. And girls who like and are comfortable showing their skin at a very young age, boss, it's a major no-no. I personally know one female. She's not my client. She has 5 different kids from 5 different people while being married to one guy. And I don't know, this guy is a simp in the highest order. He's not even aware that these kids are not his. It's shocking. I know you'll be like, are you kidding me? Well, maybe if they grow up and maybe he gets a DNA test, or maybe he sees, okay, he has straight hair and she has curly hair, maybe then. But there are dumb idiots who are not aware of this. And it is not at all uncommon to have a female, after she has a fight with uh, her male partner, she ends up with someone else. So, and maybe she'll never tell you. So this all starts with how comfortable she is showing herself to the world. And it need not be only photographs, it need not be only videos, it can also be chatting. And nowadays, when you have uh, a female who can take her phone, smartphone, and go to the toilet, and she's busy chatting, who's she chatting with? You never know. So I'm not saying that start being paranoid and check her phone and all that. If she is transparent, you're transparent, both of you can show your phones to each other. There's nothing to worry about. But if you both are going to keep it private and you don't want the other person to know who they are talking to, well, then there is something to hide. In my case, I'm at a stage in my life, my wife can literally, have my account, which is already there in the phones. She can check all my accounts. I don't give a damn. And she's not bothered. And even I have her passwords for all her accounts. I'm not bothered. She and I are totally loyal to each other. We don't want to complicate our lives. But in your case, I don't know. So if you're the type who's distracted, most probably your partner also can be the same. So keep that in mind. All right. So this is 9 points. I think more than nine, but this is part one. Um, I will bring out part two later on. Let me know if you're interested in having that. If yes, then part two will come and then we'll have part three. So, having said that, let me know your thoughts. Do you agree, disagree? And are you interested in the next series of this? Do you find it useful? Comment, let me know so that I feel the drive to make these videos for you guys. All right. Take care. This is me signing off.